two, one. Yo, everyone, welcome to Filmmaker Mike and the boys. Joining me tonight is Sequestered Jester,
Hey, everybody.
Kuya,
Hi, guys.
and Pinhead.
What's up, baby cakes?
Alrighty, so this is WandaVision review. We're reviewing WandaVision episode 5, and it is appropriately titled On a Very Special Episode. And I was surprised to find out that we got a whopping 41 minutes. Well, I guess not really. Not really.
Yeah, exactly.
When you see...
I will say this right off the bat. I'm sorry. I'm sick of that shit. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Please. This show is fantastic. Stop doing that 7-minute dead air bullshit, please.
Yeah, so it's not really full 41 minutes. Which for a second, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Never mind.
I was gonna say, what were you gonna say? 8 minutes of credits, really?
Well, it's like 7. They say it's like about 6 or 7 minutes of credits.
My gosh,
so
very minimum 6.
That's horrible. Horrible. There's nothing at the end either.
Yeah, and there's nothing at the end. But I'm assuming there's hints and clues in the end credits. There's
sure
got to
there
be
is.
something there.
Yeah.
There may be hints and clues in that little staticky era, but once we get to the black portion of the credits, there's no hints and clues there. Come on.
Right.
Like it's just them being pricks at that.
The other thing I think about too is that I wonder how big the crew is for this thing, because you have, like, I would assume, like, specialists coming on for the different eras of television that they're making, and then another crew for, like, the other stuff. I'm assuming. This is out of my butt, so forgive me. But
you would be correct, and I understand that. But then if we're gonna go down that road, then we might as well make the credits 10 minutes. Because that way we could legitimately give everybody their due. Because there's a lot of people that have worked hard on this that will never get known. So
no, I know they did it with the Mandalorian. You know, like where the credits are pretty short and pretty minimal. You know, even though that crew is probably huge and massive to work on that show. Right. So I get it. I just
it's probably the same crew that's doing the production work. Like all they need to do is like they have like an idea of what type of sets they're gonna use and all that stuff, and then special effects people are probably gonna be the same people. So
yeah,
exactly, because that's how you cut costs.
So as I'm looking through the credits, they keep zooming in on Vision's eye, and it's every episode.
Eye? What do you mean?
His eyeball, his pupil.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I thought that I was like, I've noticed that. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, so there's got to be a hint or something. And then also with the credits as well. Let's see.
I have so many questions, man.
They do. So there's a Los Angeles. There's an LA unit, and I think they also credit. They also credit the other actors that dub for the other voices in other countries.
Yeah.
So there's Espanol, version Castellana.
In Espanol.
In Quebec. So there's French, looks like Japanese.
Turkish.
So they do that really quick, towards the end.
Yeah, that's in the very, 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 very back, like last 30 seconds of the credits.
Right. So director Hayward. Okay. Well, it's good to double check the credits then. So Tyler is the that's, I guess, his last name is Director Hayward. So anyway, we do want to thank everyone joining us for tonight as we review WandaVision episode 5. So let's talk about those opening credits. We're now in the 80s.
Woo!
With last week's episode 4, we took a break from the actual show. We got to see outside of it, the outside perspective, and they unraveled, they pulled back the curtain, and everyone now is, of course, oh my God, it's getting so good. Oh my God. Wetting their tighty whities and their panties, like, oh my God, Marvel. I love Marvel. Make mine Marvel. So as we look through the credits, hey, I love Marvel. Okay, like I'm specifically talking about the people who are like at episode 1 is like, what the hell is this? This is trash. This is not what
We know who you're talking about. That's why I'm laughing it up.
Yeah,
Because
this is
this is not the Marvel that I grew up in or grew up with.
This is not the MCU that began in 2008. 10 years.
It's not the original
Marvel movies
MCU.
that
I don't like that.
So we just want to make that clear, just in case we have first-time listeners and viewers, perhaps viewers that are joining us for the first time. We don't want you guys to think that we're taking shots at you directly.
Yeah, we are taking shots at everybody.
This is for a specific group of
This is that episode.
So, alrighty. So when we look at the opening credits, which by the way, that theme song, and if I'm not mistaken, it may be all the theme songs.
It's a combination of Growing Pains, Family Ties, Full House, and Family Matters.
Right, and which I did mention a few episodes ago. We would have to get there'd have to be a reference to Full House.
Yeah, the outside the picnic scene when they ate outside in the picnic. That's the Full House reference.
Right. So this is from Gizmodo, io9.gizmodo.com, and it's basically breaks down that opening sequence. We open with the gentle sounds of another bop of a theme song from Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez, the Oscar-winning duo behind songs from the Frozen movies and Coco. So believe it or not, your composers from Frozen are very talented. They are, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they already won a Grammy. I think they won a Tony, and I think they won an Oscar. So they're on their way for that EGOT.
They're getting the EGOT? Okay.
I think so, if I'm not mistaken. But man, going off topic for a bit, this may not be on genre, but I know there's hopefully there's other parents out there or uncles and aunts who have had to watch the Frozen movies dozens of times, and Frozen 2, which by the way is actually a very excellent film, an excellent sequel.
Probably one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen, Frozen 2.
Oh, please.
Oh yeah, she's an X-Man.
And it's definitely one of Jester's favorite movies of all time. So,
I mean, there is a documentary on the making of Frozen 2, and it is fantastic because you'd think that they would have it easy from the success of the first film, but they didn't. And to come up with the music and the songs and everything, and the director herself, it's just a fantastic documentary. So if you
and I'll go on record on a side note since we're on topic. I've never seen either film, so
well,
that's all right.
Sooner or later, who knows?
We can let that go. We can let that go.
When you've got a little nephew or niece, you're gonna have to watch it with them.
Dude, I had to watch it because I'm married to a huge fan.
Yeah,
and I couldn't. She has the soundtrack in the car.
Yeah,
oh my God.
When it came out, we didn't have my daughter yet. This is like a year before or 2 years before. And we loved Frozen. We got the CD. We were singing along to it, and my wife and I are huge fans of Idina Menzel, as well. So he's a fan.
What did what's his name call her?
Oh,
in the Oscars,
John Travolta made the huge mistake of introducing her as Adele Dazeem. I don't know.
Adele Dazeem.
I don't know how you get from Idina Menzel to Adele Dazeem.
That sounds like a bad sneeze.
He must have had a really strong drink that night, or
no. I don't think he had like his glasses on because he couldn't see the thing, the monitor, or the teleprompter or something.
Oh man,
kids, that's what happens when you enter in Scientology.
Oh
boy.
Shoot.
Okay, all right. So back to WandaVision. So the opening song, the lyrics, they have the lyrics here, which is great because I don't have to do that. They did it here. It says, you wander the world with a vision of what life could be.
Yep.
And the years come and teach you to just wait and see. Forces may try to pull us apart, but nothing can phase me if you're in my heart. Crossing our fingers, singing a song, we're making it up as we go along.
Yep.
So,
And
yeah,
you
they
gotta
kept- they-
know, and you
and they-
gotta know, as that was going along, just like in Growing Pains, they showed the little baby version of Wanda, and I was just waiting for Kirk Cameron to come around the corner and go, you know, the Bible says if you watch Disney Plus, WandaVision, you're a sinner. You know,
Oh my God.
so
that's
we
what I was
also
waiting
got, not only did we get baby Wanda, we got baby Vision, yo.
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
It was
What was
very
that?
That was the
That's so weird.
creepiest like looking thing I've seen in a while, bro. And I've deep dived into YouTube and like all of these other sites before, or like you know in the past couple of months. But like when I saw baby Vision, I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yep.
You,
Oh,
you
man.
know, but the last phrase that it was kind of weird, right? We're making it up as we go along. They kept repeating that part of the song all the entire time.
I
yeah.
noticed that. Yeah.
It was kind of weird, like when in the watercolor painting of Vision's face, that was from Family Ties.
Yep.
The little baby picture montage, that's from Growing Pains.
Yep.
The song itself, it's stylized to like what Family Matters had. And then the picnic scene outside was from Full House.
So I was
So
gonna ask you
basically
that.
like you
I
know
wouldn't
the top
s-
six
I-
the top six of 80s sitcoms
Okay.
of all
I
time.
would agree to most of that except for the Family Matters style of song. Because Family Matters was too upbeat. It was
But see,
No,
here's
it,
the,
it
here's the
didn't
thing.
start like that. It started off like that, and then it got a
no,
little
like the
depressing
whole
with the
fam-
lyrics.
Like I'm not gonna sing the whole thing because I can. I really can, but Family Matters was a little more upbeat. This was more the theme song and the baby, like it was Growing Pains. Because if you go back and look at Growing Pains and you know, as long as we got each other, like they do they even do the dee, you know, they do
Yeah.
the good, like that's all Growing Pains. So
Oh,
it-
and
it-
another
I
thing
didn't
for
see any Family Matters in this. That's the only
um
thing I'm saying.
Wanda's suspenders.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's probably the only one.
So then, what's the set from? I wanna
That's
know.
Growing Pains, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or
Growing
Family
Pains
Ties.
with a little,
Family Ties, a little bit, yeah.
yeah, exactly, with a little
Okay.
touch of Family Ties, you know.
Okay.
And her hairdo was full blown
80s.
Full House. you
Yeah,
know?
full blown Kimmy Gibbler,
Yeah.
80s like type of thing, DJ or whatever.
So are we gonna dive into the meat? Because man, I have so many questions.
Yes, we are. So we kick off the episode. They've got the twins. Wanda is trying to put the babies to sleep. Both of them are actually. And man, you think having one kid is tough. Having twins is twice the amount of work, of course. But yeah, Vision's helping her out. Kids are not sleeping. They can't, get them to sleep. So she tries, they put him down on the cribs, and she asks Vision to get their binkies. Got their binkies, put it in their mouths, and they're good for a few seconds, and then they pop out. And when Vision even walks in, he puts it like in his ears, so he doesn't hear the kids, I guess. As they're crying. And then Wanda tries to put the babies to sleep with her magic, but it doesn't work. Because you know why?
I don't. Tell me.
So they are, I guess the term that I heard was shards, or I guess an essence of Mephisto.
Essence of Mephisto.
So that's why her magic will not work on her. And when we go back to episode 3, when she's pretty pregnant, and then Geraldine pops in, the stork, remember the stork that comes alive from the painting?
Yeah.
Tries to use her magic on the stork, but it doesn't work because the devil is in the details.
So hence
magic
the red,
won't work on the
red
devil.
dust.
Yeah,
So that's all. That's so like you said, devil in the details. Mephisto magic.
I think so. It's not working. It's not. Why is her magic not working? We know that she's a for Pinhead, she's an Omega level mutant. But in the MCU, in the MCU, that's not confirmed, right? But
Right,
hey,
right.
who knows? Maybe later on, Sword will be like, Wanda is an Omega level mutant, and be like, Pinhead, that's it. There you go. So, but then
I'll have to ask again: is she an Omega level mutant?
So, why is it the most powerful Avenger? It seems like we got a confirmation. Although people will argue, Captain Marvel. I don't know, Captain Marvel. Jimmy Woo says, I don't know, Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I want to smack him so hard
Yeah.
after that.
She got pissed off, and I was pissed off with her because I was like, you need to be kicked in the garbage disposal.
And what I said from last episode, I'm like, I hope she gets pissed off at her for
Yep.
Captain Marvel too. And I'm like, they're laying it here. And I'm like, there we go. There we go. So, but yeah, why is it that Wanda's magic is not working on some of the things around her? And now the babies, it's not working. So I just think it closely ties to Mephisto, and that the devil is in the details. And this is the most powerful, Avenger, supposedly, but her magic is not working on her babies. It wasn't working on that stork. So there's something else going around. And she does mention that to Vision, when they had jumping a little bit ahead towards the end, she does mention to Vision, like, I don't know, I don't have control over everything here.
Right, and then the same thing when the doorbell rings, hint to the end of the
Yes.
episode. But she says, I'm not doing that. And
Right.
And so that's my question too, is like, okay, who are her children? Because I understand, Kuya, that they are in the comic books, and they're of like extreme importance. Mike told me, and I saw the interview myself of Elizabeth Olsen discussing about her character and hoping that they might do this House of M type thing because that's her favorite storyline, but it's too dark, blah, blah, blah. Yet here we are right now doing some sort of it. But my question is, Kuya, who are these twins? What is their significance?
Okay.
And that's where we gotta go, because for the people who are the uninitiated, please, Kuya, tell us, who are these people?
Okay. In one of the storylines for Scarlet Witch in the comic books, she had twins, Tommy and Billy. I believe Tommy is Wiccan. That's the code name for him, and Billy is called Speed. So basically, Wiccan inherited the powers of some of the powers of Scarlet Witch. So he can manipulate like some sort of reality, and he can look at some of the realities in the world and all that stuff. So he's a mutant. And Speed is Speed. He just runs fast, just like everybody else. They're part of the Young Avengers, which is, I think, this is what Marvel or the MCU is trying to push. Young Avengers are cheaper. The younger actors are they're not as known, so they're gonna push Young Avengers eventually in the future. Maybe Phase 6, Phase 5, maybe. I don't know.
So my question.
And what happened was in that storyline in the comic book, the reason she had twins is because Agnes or Agatha Harkness or Agnes
right
manipulated Wanda into having children so that Mephisto can take over the twins as a part of him, so that he can invade into the world, into the physical world, etc., etc., etc.
So in the comic books, Mephisto is technically the father through Agatha, who we are assuming.
In a sense, yes, and in a sense, no. Because we found out that Wanda is a reality warper, so she may have created the twins on her own.
Oh, Okay.
So that's the thing. I have this thing in regards to the reason why she's not having any, or she's having difficulties with the powers. Um, that's the town is not really a small ass town. It's actually pretty. If you looked at the
Yeah.
the,
Pretty big.
The
yeah
circumference.
yeah the thing of the town is pretty big. So she has to put up a shield for that. She has to mind control the neighbors and all that stuff.
Mm.
I'm thinking she's either getting exhausted power wise and because she's stretching herself thin. I mean, or it could still be Mephisto with Agnes and all that stuff, manipulating her and all that stuff. It could be those things. At any point, the MCU and Disney, they're changing everything already. That's why I shook my head, Jester, when you said that House of M is way too dark. Ragnarok is pretty dark,
Right.
and
Right.
look,
So, yeah.
look what they did.
No. I understand that, and I
So,
understand they're changing.
what I think they're gonna do is they're gonna do like I told in previous episodes. I'm not sure if I mentioned it. They're gonna do parts of House of M, but they're gonna reverse it so that like Wanda is gonna be introducing the mutants.
Right. Yeah, you did mention that in previous ones, and that's why I was asking, because like the other thing is too, because we're assuming that Agnes is technically the bad guy, correct? I mean, she's manipulating Wanda in a sense.
Yes and no, because again, she's just like a servant of Mephisto. Yeah.
Yeah, but what's her parallels character name in the comic books?
Agatha Harkness.
Okay, and she is a witch with
Yeah,
similar powers.
she's the one that taught Wanda how to do hex magic and all that stuff
Gotcha.
in the
Okay.
all that stuff.
Which
So
we actually heard that phrase in this episode too, the hex.
yeah, because like the fan base needed something to call her Wanda's powers something.
Okay.
So I coined that. Oh, hex magic.
See, but the only question I have, I can't actually ask it because if I do, it's part of the spoiler toward the end with a certain character.
So
We can ask it later.
So I want you to put that on pause and what we discussed right here. And when we get to the end where we get the big reveal, when we all reveal it, I want to do a sidebar and ask you, Kuya, a specific question.
Samesies.
Because it's important because it's inside of the casting.
Yep.
So
yeah. So as we
just
go
like
back,
this reveal was. So
yeah. So we mentioned Agnes. Before you know it, both parents are pretty exhausted trying to get the kids to sleep. Nothing is working, and then of course
We need
Agnes
help.
pops in, and she says, "I've got a couple of tricks up my sleeve. Ho ho ho! I'm a witchy." She breaks character out of nowhere because I guess her delivery wasn't up to par, and she asks Wanda, "You want me to take that again?" And which is like Vision is like, "What's going on?" Like,
What the hell?
yeah. So, and it seems like Wanda is almost like a director producer of the show, overseeing everything with how she reacted. And then of course, before you know it, she's like doing everything. She's like jazzercising or whatever. She's like moving the crib, shaking the not shaking, but like rocking the cribs, because shaking babies is not a good thing.
Why do we have to
So
say
please don't ever shake a baby. Don't ever. Well, hey, you know what? You never know. How
unless it's baby powder, then you can shake it.
No, I know.
Right.
Him saying that reminded me of that Family Guy line where he's like, "I'm sorry, Lois. I thought if I shook him hard enough, he'd stop crying." And then at the funeral, and then he was like, I'm kind of right though. It's like, oh my gosh,
Oh my
dude.
God. Alrighty. So of course,
Thank
before
you
you
for
know
that.
it, Agnes tries to go into the liquor cabinet, and she says like, "Not for me, for the kiddies." And I'm like, you just flipped that. And then before you know it, the crying stops, and then Vision is like, "Do you hear that?" Wanda's like, "What?" "Absolutely nothing." They walk over to the cribs and look, the kids are gone. The babies are gone. And I'm thinking like, what did Agnes do with them? I was thinking like Agnes was holding them, rocking them to sleep. but then before you know it, mommy, daddy, they were standing right on the steps. They're both Tommy and Billy are now 5 years old.
And aren't they the creepiest looking kids you guys ever seen
Dude,
on
Children of
TV?
the Corn all the way, man.
Like, you know,
They're
I was just like,
adorable. What are you talking about?
wait, adorable my ass. I like, you know, hi mommy, hi nanny.
Oh
I
yeah,
was like,
yeah. Wait
obviously
till
you've
you
never
have-
seen Children of the Corn before.
Wait
So
till
like,
you have. They didn't have yellow eyes or like yellow like white hair.
I'll say I've seen Children of the Corn multiple times, and I didn't get that vibe from them. So.
There you go. See,
it was
All right.
creepy. Like they had creepy ass, like they had a creepy vibe to me. That's just what I'm saying.
It's 2 against 2 here, so we'll just call it even.
and then of course,
And this is again the 14th time that this year that Jester and I agreed on something.
Yes, it is.
wow.
That's why I'm having a virtual heart attack right now.
I mean,
yeah. And then,
I'm breathing heavy.
I know.
as you keep
that
agreeing,
that COVID might have done something to me. I don't know what the hell happened.
as you keep agreeing with each other, we keep losing listeners because like this shit ain't fun anymore.
I know. Like, I need to start like cursing at Jester or something. I don't know.
yeah,
Like,
they start yelling at me. I like the abuse. Come on.
Oh,
man.
don't worry, we're gonna get. I'm sure
Oh, we
we're gonna
will,
get
don't worry.
more
we will.
opportunity.
We will.
So-
we
Fuck
will.
them. Fuck
So-
all of you.
Agnes is already sipping a drink. She doesn't even react or make a big deal that the kids who were just babies seconds ago are now 5-year-olds. And then we jump to
Wait, remember what she said?
what did she say?
She said like kids you can't beat them, you can't control them.
Right.
So like, you know, like it was like a thing, like, you know, like it was like something like a reminder to everyone, I guess, that like, you know, like her powers aren't gonna work with the kids at all.
That's the other thing with Agnes that's throwing me off, is because now we're seeing that she is fully conscious of her environment, unlike most of the inhabitants there.
Right.
And she's okay with it in this episode, and then the like 2 episodes ago, she's like terrified trying to talk to the guy that was trimming his hedges, you know, and she's talking to him, and that's when Vision started to get all like skeptical, like what's going on, and she looked
That's
scared,
why-
you know.
That's why I'm not sure if she's fully confident, because she might be in that, you know, cross-world realm, because
Yep.
that's why I'll step back. But we see what Vision can do as we get in and
Yeah.
people out of that realm. She might be in the other side of the realm. So that's, I don't know.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
So am I, because it's very interesting to see where they're going with this, because this is some really, I'm getting, for the horror community, I'm getting some brain scan vibes to this
Yep.
shit. If you anybody who doesn't know, that's a underrated Edward Furlong horror movie. It's very, very brain scanish. So, and I'll leave it there. That's how I feel as a outsider looking in, because I don't know shit about Marvel and this alternate realm and House of M, and you know, I don't know about, you know, Professor X, you know, fucking infant. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know
so-
any of that shit. So
Yeah, so when we after that we go back to outside of Westview with Sword, and then we see Monica as being scanned and checked that she's okay. She seems okay. One of the scans was that for her. Jester, you had something?
No, yeah, you're getting to it, but like, why was there no results?
Yeah, they couldn't find anything.
Why? Why? And then because she just blew it off and was like, I'm fine, and then got up and, you know.
Right.
Quote,
Also,
quoting a character from Doctor Who. Spoilers.
oh.
Oh no.
so also going back to episode 3 and then 4, when Wanda pushes her out of Westview, Wanda uses her magic, her hex magic on Monica. as she goes through that field. And I remember Kuya mentioning that you see some of Wanda's power still like around Monica.
Yeah.
And I think that something happened when Wanda used her power against Monica, and then she went through that field. So that's where we get Photon.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
and they even name drop Photon. They even Darcy, I think, drops it, right? She says it. So Darcy and Jimmy Woo get to Monica, and then Darcy meets Monica for the first time. Darcy says, "I'm a big fan," because she's been watching the show, of course. And then they're trying to figure out what's going on. Like, how can Monica go back in there? She needs like lead or like some sort material. And then she says, "I know an aerospace engineer that would be up for this challenge," which is like, hey, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
It's Luke Skywalker, guys.
Luke
Yeah, okay.
Richard Skywalker.
Sure. Wait, okay, so okay, I'm sorry. What are Photon's powers in the comic books then?
Thank you, please.
Photon's power is
Please.
power of flight, energy manipulation. She can change her face, or like
Oh.
she can disguise herself and everything. They're probably just gonna dumb it down to that kind of level because Photon is actually a really strong character. Captain Marvel like level, like in the sense
Oh,
that
snap. Okay.
yeah. So because the original Photon was Monica Rambeau, which was the Captain Marvel in the comic books. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So she still had her powers from that. So anyways,
Thank you.
yeah, that's
Cool.
that's pretty much it. It's nothing. Yeah, like it might like again. Captain Marvel 2 might be a little interesting just because of the fact that it's gonna be
Gonna fight.
Monica versus Karen. So
They're gonna
Oh.
fight.
Okay, that I'll go with because I want to see Karen get her bitch ass kicked
So
by Monica.
I pulled up Photon's powers and abilities.
Okay.
Appearance alteration.
Yep.
Flight, superhuman speed, intangibility, invisibility, energy duplication, energy. What the fuck can she do? Energy blasts, hyper cosmic awareness.
Yep.
Eidetic
So
memory.
like Captain Marvel. That's pretty
Who
much
is this?
Photon.
Photon.
This is Monica Rambeau's character.
Okay. So
But like they're gonna dumb it down. They're gonna tune
Right,
it down
right.
to a little.
No,
to a
no,
certain,
I
Of
get
course they
that.
will because that's why I kept asking about Omega level mutant of certain someone because we
Right.
don't see that shit until recently.
Well,
Right.
so
But hold
that's-
on. Let's backtrack. We're skipping a huge potential Easter egg here.
Are we?
Well, I just mentioned it.
did you
Aerospace engineer.
What is
That's
that?
hinting at Reed Richards. Possibly Reed Richards
Oh,
and the
dude.
Fantastic Four. And when you look at the whiteboard with a lot of scribbles on it, there's a number 4 right on the bottom of the whiteboard. And they also mention the space program or Sword space program that they lost a lot of crew.
lost a lot of astronauts.
If that's not dropping
Oh,
Fantastic Four and hinting, I don't know what is.
interesting.
But I really
Out
don't think
to-
Reed Richards is gonna be the one that's gonna be showing up here. So.
No. Oh, so are you referring to Elizabeth Olsen talking about a Luke Skywalker like cameo?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get to that, shall we? Let's
Oh,
get
yes.
to predictions. Shall we get to predictions
Please, please.
of who's gonna show up?
Go ahead, Mike.
Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Doctor motherfucking Strange.
Why though?
Because this series is going to lead up to that Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Okay.
And Benedict Cumberbatch showed up at their little Zoom premiere party. Why is he there? Why is Benedict Cumberbatch showing up to a WandaVision
Okay.
Zoom premiere party? Now, granted, we did get other Marvel actors like Tom Hiddleston, Loki. He showed up. And I think what's his name? Falcon.
Anthony.
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. Cut the check. Yeah, thank you. So he showed up too. But Benedict Cumberbatch had a pretty lengthy conversation with them. And in the description, WandaVision cast interview. I'm like, Doctor Strange. It seems like he'd be in the. I mean, it makes sense. If this is leading up to that, he would have to show up. And in a video that I watched explaining Wanda and when she was like going crazy, spoilers in the comics, Doctor Strange shows up to calm her down, or like basically like stop her from like going wild with all her powers and altering.
So
Go ahead.
My question to Mike and Kuya: how does Ultron play in this?
Ultron.
Yeah, because he's in the cast notes, just like a certain someone who premiered this week.
That is true.
Huh.
So how does he play into this?
Ultron is in the credits?
Yeah.
Yes, James Spader is in the credits with everybody that's been here so far, including the reveal that comes at the end of this episode. So how does he play into this? They even got the guy that in the credit notes that Vision unbrainwashes. So in this episode, so where does Ultron play in this? That's my question for you, Kuya, especially, and you, Mike. Where does he? Because they didn't just put him in there for bullshit. Because another guy who's at the end of this episode is in the credit notes, a Mr. E.
Yeah.
But everybody's here. Even my girl, Big Tits Cat Dennings, is in the note. So everybody's here. Monica, Randall Park, everybody's been here except for one guy, not
James Spader.
It's James Spader. So where does his voice, where does that fit in? Since we're going down this road.
So now that you mentioned that, I had no idea that he was in the credits. Unless he's going to appear in one of the upcoming episodes, perhaps in a flashback.
But that's my question.
He was they had a conversation, right? Like in Age of Ultron. Like they having deep conversations about like, what should happen in the world and everything. And like people should watch Age of Ultron again to see like what the discussion was all about. But it might just be something that would trigger Wanda to do something, something else other than what's happening right now. That could be the spoiler or the Mark Hamill type of reveal. It could be Ultron. I'm siding with Mike when it comes to it could be Doctor Strange, but it could be somebody else. It could be I don't know. Just for shits and giggles, it could be Black Widow. I don't know, promoting the new movie.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So I don't have it.
So just adding to what Kuya mentioned about Age of Ultron. Ultron does mention to the twins, to Wanda and Pietro, in that movie, that his plan was to make the world clean, to start over. Yep. And I did a quick Google search of WandaVision and Ultron, and this came up from comicbook.com. Wanda, this is the title. Wanda is finishing the job Ultron started, which kind of makes sense now.
Okay.
Because she's like basically pissed off. I mean, we find out here that she, jumping ahead, when we saw when the sword, the director shows everyone the footage of Wanda breaking into the sword base and taking Vision's body.
Can you really trust what that guy is saying though?
Right.
He says that she broke in.
That's the thing. Why would Vision's body be in that base? People are saying that they're probably trying to weaponize him, which
Totally.
and it's mentioned that in Vision's living will, he did not want to be brought back to life because he didn't want to be used as a weapon. So that's possibly why Wanda, when Wanda found that out, she got pissed off and she basically broke in and took back what was hers.
And that was gonna be my point. We got to understand that Wanda is in an extremely a lot of amount of pain right now, like mentally, physically. She's in pain.
The grief that she's suffering.
She wouldn't have created this world if she wasn't. Yeah. So she's in a lot of pain right now mentally, and with someone who is she an Omega 11 mutant? I don't know, but for someone who might be that kind of mental that kind of mental breakdown, it's not good, and then it expands to the other world. So,
so
right.
We got to take that into account.
No, because I'm thinking still, because I still can't believe how is Vision so self-aware if he's gone?
He wasn't. Like, remember he said it in this episode. I don't remember like
exactly.
my
I'm
past.
afraid.
My life before this.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't remember my life before this.
Has
So
no
that's
memory.
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
why he's not self-aware. He just knows, like, because of his logical, analytical mind, he's thinking like something is up. Like, this isn't right. There's no other children here except for us. Our children.
Oh, I see. So her bringing him back in a certain way is because he's still dead.
Yeah, definitely.
His own power is kind of like pushing through a little bit. You're saying,
yeah.
And okay, that makes a little bit more sense because he's still got his own powers and all that stuff. Yeah, I have so many questions.
No,
now.
and that's good. That's
So
good for you because like
because
it keeps you guys on the seats.
It
Like,
does.
That's why I like this show, because we're not a part of the League of Shadows like you two are, and it keeps us on our toes, because I don't know where the fuck this is going. I really don't.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that I don't know where the fuck this is going. I have an idea, a kernel of an idea, but I don't know 100% this shit.
This is leading to Sam Raimi's Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
I understand that, and that's why I have a kernel of an idea, and I'm excited, but I'm not going down that road because I'll wait and see.
Kevin Feige just wants you to sit down and enjoy the ride.
Exactly, and that's what I'm doing.
That's good. Yeah.
So speaking to Jester mentioning Vision, we see Vision at the office, and then he asked his coworker, "What's going on?" And then he tries to do something with the computer, where he tries to like scan it or something, and then he does it on his coworker, and then he breaks character, and he's like, "She's in my head, make her stop! It hurts so much!" Like he's like in hell or something.
Yeah, can I say too? I would just like to give a round of applause to that actor because, man, phenomenal acting.
Yep.
Both my wife
the automatic snap from like
just the
scared
instant.
shitless.
Yes, and like because my wife and I were both
Asif
like,
Ali,
man,
if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
yeah, I was just like, bravo, man, you sold it. That was great.
And everyone, as he reads the email, everyone in the office starts reading it like drones. Sword, top secret, communique. And it mentions Darcy Lewis finding out about
the Maximov
the town, and then not knowing what the perimeter will do or what the perimeter does to any of the residents.
Yep.
And then we go back home. We forgot to mention the kids were hiding a dog they found,
Sparky,
from Mommy Wanda. They name it Sparky.
Off of the comic book. So.
Sparky runs away, and so Wanda takes the kids to look for Sparky around town. They come across a mailman, the postman, who we've seen before. The postman says, "Oh, don't worry, kids. I'm sure your mom won't let him get too far."
Yeah.
and then before you know it, they come across Agnes, who found Sparky all wrapped up, and he's gone. He's dead.
She was about to bury him too.
Right. So whatever the hell happened to Sparky?
He ate some azalea leaves,
Eucalyptus leaves.
or azalea, I believe it said.
Like,
So they said like those things are poisonous to dogs, like for reals.
Yeah.
So
right. And so the kids ask Wanda, can you bring him back to life? You can bring him back to life. They know she's got magic. And
Mhm.
then they're like, no. Oh, by the way, I guess did I skip that they already moved? They aged up to 10 years old. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, right, to be able to
when they
keep
were
the dog.
to be able to
asking
keep the
for-
dog, yeah.
Yeah, when they were asking for permission to have the dog, Vision and Wanda were like, we don't think you're responsible enough or old enough to care for an animal until you're 10. And so they aged up.
Yeah.
And the
Wiccan is the one that did that, by the way.
oh, okay.
Wiccan is the one that's aging them.
Yeah,
Ah,
it's not just speed. So
interesting. So as
Okay.
this is happening, they go back home, and then Sword sends in a drone into Westview.
Monica did.
Or
That was,
Monica, Monica. They
Eight-
basically
80s
figured
drone.
out that whatever they send in doesn't has materials or qualities or a composition of something that doesn't need to be altered, because they figured like the drone that was Monica first sent in there got transformed to a toy helicopter,
Yeah.
and then the guy in the hazmat suit, who we never found out what happened to him, he probably just went back. When he passed that line, he basically had a beekeeper suit instead of a hazmat suit. So it is mentioned that Wanda alters reality. So they find out that Monica's clothes, because she was wearing a vest on, has become bulletproof because she tests a gun on it. So Monica is piloting the drone, and then Wanda is looking out there. It's basically outside of their home. Wanda's looking at it with her eyes glowing red. And then before you know it, Sword director Tyler is like, take the shot. And then Monica's like, what? No, like you can't do that. And then he says, take the shot. And then they have another control. They fire a missile because they see Wanda's becoming a threat. And then before you know it, there's a breach in the wall. Wanda comes out. She's holding the drone. She's pissed off, and she says, "Is this yours?" And then she throws it at them.
And the accent is back, by the way.
Right.
It is back. I noticed
Exactly.
that.
The accent is back.
I
So
noticed.
In full effect this time.
yeah, Tyler
Is
mentions
this yours?
the missile was just a precaution, and then Wanda tells him, "You don't bother me, I don't bother you." And by the way, we've got a bunch of Sword agents who have guns trained on her with the laser sights all on her. And then Monica pops in and tries to reason with Wanda and tells her, let us help you. And then Wanda just says, I have what I want and no one will ever take it away from me again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then
Great scene, by the way.
It was.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
She does some of her magic, and all the troops turn their sights and their their guns and the laser sights to the director. And he's like, whoa, 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 stop. And then, what's this?
That director's an idiot, by the way. What a moron. I mean, the bear is already kind of crazy, and then you're just going to poke it with a rocket. What a
Right.
fool.
So as Wanda walks back in the energy field, you see a bunch of red happening. And some people are saying you can almost see, it looks like Mephisto's image is somewhere in there. It looks like there's a big collar or those horns.
But
So,
but regardless of the Mephisto bullshit that we like, where we're at right now, that proves to us that she's in a lot of pain mentally.
right.
Because if she could have easily just turned those guns on them and just like dispatch them, and they were all dead.
Yep.
She didn't do that.
Gave him one warning.
She's still somewhat there, but she's in a lot of pain. That's why she said, you, in not so little words, you stay on your side and I'll stay on mine because I'm happy here. Leave me the fuck alone.
We saw it there, and we saw it with her conversation with her children.
Exactly.
Telling them not to grow again, and that, we just because we can do something doesn't mean we should. Like, I'm going to bring
Right.
back that dog.
and that's exactly, and that's a projection of her coming to the realization that so it'll depend on where we go with the next episode, but you're right. You need to face this.
Yep.
And I think that was her telling herself that she really
Yep.
needs to face it,
Yeah.
because she's really, we know this, regardless of the implications of what comes down the line, what we've seen so far. Through all these episodes, we know she's in a lot of pain right now. There's no doubt about it.
Well, when we first met her in Age of Ultron, her parents have been killed. And then, her brother, before you know it, dies, which I still think is a pretty
It's like the
stupid way to die
stupidest,
for someone
the
who can run
the
fast.
stupidest way to die. A fucking speedster dying from
Yeah,
bullets.
Because
Dude, he did. He caught all the bullets with his back.
And
it's still ridiculous. It's so,
I was
I
so
mean,
like when I saw that, I was like, "What the seriously?" I yelled at the movie screen. I'm like, "What the
the
fuck?"
character.
and that's
character's
exactly why
knowledge-
they traded up with my boy EP in the end of the episode, because he wouldn't have got caught dead getting caught by those bullets. He would.
It's like
He did it to Sweet Dreams.
it's like introducing the Flash when he's already like has his powers, and he's like, and then the Flash gets shot with bullets. Like,
No.
what the hell? What the
He
hell?
saved all these people. He rescues the cat. He does, and then all of a sudden, oh, you got me.
I mean,
right
for
in
the
the back.
time, for a while there was speculation that Hawkeye was gonna die in Age of Ultron
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
the way
That's what I thought. That's what we thought.
right,
Because like the guns were pointing at him and he was screwed.
right.
But then and then we saw fucking Pietro like running around. I said, "Oh, he's gonna get him." And then like he got saved, and then we were like, "Yeah, he got saved." And then I was like, "What the fuck? Why is there blood
Right.
on Pietro?"
That was the stupidest scene ever, man. He
Oh,
could've
I was just
moved him
like,
out of the
what?
way. He could have done so much stuff. Instead, he just takes it all in the back.
And I
Why?
mean, the movie is cool. I still enjoy it, and it's,
Yeah.
and we're now looking back at it because of this show and how it connects. But man, Joss Whedon, come on, man, what
Yeah, dude.
happened, bro?
He just.
So-
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
I
don't
think
even think
he checked out halfway into the movie.
That's what he
I don't
did.
know.
There you go.
He's
Yeah.
Yeah.
worrying about the next Buffy, so
Oh gosh.
So we come back to Wanda at home. The kids, I guess, are in bed already. Vision comes home, and then he starts asking her like, "What's going on? Something's up here. What are you not telling me?" And
What
then,
is
like,
what
she-
is the maximum of whatever? I don't
this
know what you're talking about.
standoff was very good.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about. Blah 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 blah. That's it. We're done talking here, and then the credits came down.
Yeah, the credits just.
And then they
I'm
were still
more of a-
talking. I was like, "Oh, that's
oh yeah,
cool."
the credits start. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
That was a good scene. Good scene too.
That was perfect.
and then what's this? When he even mentions like there are no other children in town. Where are the children? And I forgot to mention also part of what Sword wants is because she's basically we have all these townspeople who are held hostage. They're held hostage. They can't go back to their families. They disappeared from the map, off the grid.
Yeah.
So, and that's why, like, I think Monica mentions that too. You're holding people hostage. So
And Vision confronts her about this guy has a family.
Yeah.
You're holding him against his will. Like, that's where the real standoff comes before we get the big reveal where he's like, the man has a family. You can't do this.
right. Yeah. And then they have that standoff. They start and then Vision gets pissed off. He starts meditating, and then so does she. And I'm like, oh, are we gonna throw down here like at home? And then they calm down, and then as they sit on the couch and they're talking, he doesn't even know if he can still trust her or believe in her anymore because of what's going on. And then the doorbell rings, and then she says, I didn't do that. And then he's like, how do I know? So she answers the door, and he doesn't change his appearance. he leaves it. He leaves his appearance as Vision, and so she opens the door, and then we're seeing a cut of Darcy going to look on the show and what's happening. She opens the door. Wanda has a shocked look on her face, and we see the rear, the back,
It's Uncle Jesse, guys.
back of the head, back of the head.
I
of the
really thought it was
character.
gonna be Kirk Cameron.
And the character's got like silver hair. For a second, I thought it was like, is that old man Captain America?
No,
It was like silver hair.
Not tall enough. Not tall enough.
That's who I instantly thought right away. Like, oh, did they get Captain America to talk to her? Like, because they have that relation. Like he was talking to her like in Civil War, like he was trying to talk to her. Anyway, and then it's revealed that when we see the shot, it's Pietro, but it's not the same Pietro that Wanda was also previously married to in Godzilla. Because did you guys notice that they played husband and wife like in
I didn't.
different movies?
Yep, they did.
Yeah. So and it kind of works with Wanda and Pietro having an incestuous relationship, I guess, in the comics.
So this is the Star Wars reference that Elizabeth Olsen was referring to, right? The Skywalker thing.
No, this is not it.
No, because you said incestuous.
Oh, no. She was referring to Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian,
Oh, okay.
and that's why I said Doctor Strange.
No, I thought
What Mike
you said.
is talking about is Elizabeth Olsen fucked the original Quicksilver in Godzilla. Gareth Edwards version, the original one that kicked off the MonsterVerse. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon or whatever the fuck.
Pretty much. So yeah,
Okay.
we're introduced to Evan Peters, Pietro, and that's when everyone who's watching it collectively wet their little tiny whiteys in their panties and be like, I can't believe Marvel is doing this. Oh my God. So the multiverse. But hey,
Okay.
The Flash did it, I think, even better because they actually had 2 different versions of the Flash meet each other 2 years ago in Crisis on Infinite Earths or Multiple Earths, whichever the crossover was named. You had Ezra Miller's Flash and Grant Gustin's Flash meeting each other and seeing each other for the first time and connecting the DC CW TV universe and the DC movie universe. But now everyone's like, oh my God, Marvel, you can do
Also,
you can do
I
no
will go
wrong.
on
So
I will go on record to add insult to injury a little bit. I check these all the time. I did it with the stand. I checked it with the one you're talking about. I checked it with this. I already knew Evan Peters was coming here because I checked the cast lines and they blow it out.
So
They
we
blow
talked
it out.
about it last week in our episode. Evan
Yeah.
Peters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why it doesn't surprise me. And that's why, and we'll get into it in another episode. That's why the stand was so egregious. That's why I asked the question about Ultron being in here because he's on the cast notes. We know he's coming.
Yeah, he's
In some way, shape, or form, he's coming. Who knows? Maybe he'll blow himself.
So
And that'll be the extent of it.
So the last time we actually saw Ultron in the MCU, believe it or not, was not Age of Ultron.
Yep.
We saw his head in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
When
Mhm.
Spidey is in that truck and he has he opens like a crate or something, Ultron's head
Yeah.
is right there. And it's
Yep.
like, okay. And he has no idea, like, oh, what's this thing? Like, he's just
yeah, he
holding
moves it out of the way.
But yeah, I do want to mention.
And the only reason,
Yeah, I want to mention real quick.
reason why
When
I brought it up in the first.
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh
So-
my gosh,
Why I brought it up in the first place.
let Mike finish. Oh my gosh, let Mike finish.
Okay, so when we see Evan Peters, we hear the audience cheer track like "Hey!" And of course, that's collectively all the fans like, "Oh my God, Disney and Marvel, I love you!" Like, for a character that no one. I mean, character was cool in the movie. Loved the scene.
They're bringing in the mutants. They're bringing in the mutants. Oh my god!
He does mention what your long lost bro doesn't get to squeeze his stinking sister to death or what? Like, I'm like, okay. And she's still in shock because it's like, this is not Pietro. And then earlier, the kids ask her, do you have a brother? And she says, yeah, I have a brother, but he's very far away.
Yeah.
In another multiverse. And now he's here.
Yep.
So, go ahead, Pinhead.
Well, and on that note, they also address it. Kat Dennings, thank you. I can't believe I'm giving her credit, but they address that. Like we are her. Like
they recasted.
They changed the they recasted the. But the reason why I brought up Ultron is because I thought I missed something. Like I thought I missed something in the last episodes. That's the only reason why I brought it up. And then Evan Peters came in, and I'm like, okay, maybe I didn't miss something. So, moral of the story is stay away from the trades, young ladies and gentlemen. You know, don't spoil yourself.
Yeah, I just don't understand how he's here. Like, from our previous episode of talking about this on the podcast, I'm not surprised. Really, I don't know how he got here. And then the fact that she said that I'm not doing that when the doorbell rings. So how in the hell is she bringing other people across the multiverse? Kuya.
She's gonna learn.
Oh, okay. We're gonna learn.
She will learn.
Oh, she'll learn. Okay, all right.
She will learn.
And I think I brought that up. Like I wanted to ask him that, and okay, well, she'll learn. Okay,
she'll learn how to do that. She'll figure it out. If she says that I'm not the one that's like ringing the doorbell, I'm not the one that's doing all these things. Don't take it into into
with a grain
literal,
of salt.
Yeah, like literal thing that oh, I'm not doing this. Because subconsciously she could be doing everything.
Exactly. That's where I'm like, I don't really buy that. I didn't buy, especially the way she sold it. She's like, I'm not. I'm like, okay, but are you? Are you?
They've been talking about like the multitude, the multiverse of madness or whatever like that. The Doctor Strange movie that they said that the synopsis is Wanda was the bad guy. They've been mentioning it for a while now. It's been talked about by some insiders and all that stuff. So this, like Mike might be right. This might be the precursor to what's going on. This might be the new Civil War, but magical Civil War, where nobody dies because fucking except for Vision because he's already dead.
So that's okay.
So that's okay. So that's fine. But Disney will figure something out. And again, House of M is a dark ass book, or part of the comics and everything. Marvel will figure out a way to bring in the mutants. So instead of Wanda saying no more mutants, bring all mutants.
Okay.
Right? They might just reverse it, retcon that shit because it's Disney's property now. They can do they can do whatever the hell whatever the fuck they want.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it might infuriate a bunch of people, but that's at the end of the day, that's what they're gonna do, and just watch the shenanigans go on. I mentioned like off air that I only had a couple of words to talk about in regards to this episode. I'm intrigued with the show. I told you guys that after the first episode, I was bought in a sense. First two episodes, but the past few episodes, it's been very predictable, and frankly, I'm getting a little disappointed in that sense. It's kind of like the opposite of how people reacted. Like when this episode came out, like, oh my god, like multitude, multiverse, blah, blah, blah. Like they did that in Far From Home already. They talked about the multiverse.
Yeah.
So it's nothing new. Um, I truly hope that there's more to the story of, because this is kind of like a good take on Scarlet Witch, that in a sense that her grief, her sorrow, her sadness, her longing to have a family, because that's what she's looking for, um is causing her to do all of these nasty things. So I truly hope that they do this, and then at the end of the day, like she gets her quote unquote redemption arc and figures something out, and helps Doctor Strange and whoever else fight whoever is in the background, whether it be Mephisto, whether it be Nightmare, whether it be the what was his name, the Executioner, I think. I can't remember the names of these people, but um, people, like, people that are involved, like when it comes to the comic books, or like to the storylines and everything, you can see it.
Yeah.
So if you read like the stories for Wanda and Vision, and the stories of, like anything that's related to them, Kevin Feige is just like, I'm gonna grab some of that, put it here, grab some of this and put it here. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna hire the perfect director, the perfect writer, to mold this into the MCU.
Like
And
he
that
did with Civil War.
and that's their formula. That's what they've been doing ever since day one,
Okay.
right? So the Avengers was formed in the comic books as like an Avengers. It was an invite to all heroes. It wasn't because fucking Agent Coulson died that they became Avengers. They just needed a reason to avenge somebody, right?
Right.
That's why they're
Who
called the Avengers.
who turned out to be alive
Exactly.
for how many damn seasons of Agents of Shield? And I
20
thought the payoff was gonna be like, "Hey guys, I'm alive in Age of Ultron," but no. Oh, maybe the third Avengers movie,
Nope.
Infinity War. Oh,
Nope.
hey guys. Oh no. Or Endgame. No, not even. You'll
Nope.
just brush him off to the side.
Yeah, and also he's like so paranoid in the Agents of Shield. He says like, I don't even use soap anymore. I make my own soap, because like Hydra uses like a formula in soap that controls your mind. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Did you finish?
That's why like Hydra soak is
Yeah.
like a thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you.
Ah,
So
Clever boy.
that's the thing that I read through, like one of the articles that I saw, and like one of these like fans of Agents of Shield noticed that, and they put two and two together. I was like, well, I guess. But again, I'm looking at this point right now. Like I said, it's very predictable. Um, next episode is the 90s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
I believe it's the Halloween special, based on what everybody's been talking about on the interwebs.
Halloween special of a 90s sitcom.
Yeah. So basically, they're gonna dress up like Vision, like like your background, Jester.
Oh,
Vision's gonna look like,
that's where
yeah,
that part
yeah,
and
of
we've
the
then
trailer
seen it in
is
the
coming
trailer.
Okay.
yep,
And they also have Funko Pop figures of them.
clever.
And they're
Okay.
comic accurate.
so that's what's
Awesome.
probably what's gonna happen. And then we're probably gonna get more into this. I think Pietro is gonna be the Uncle Jesse type in this next episode.
From what series are you
Uh,
thinking?
that's Full House, in regards to like
Okay.
Full House is 80s 90s.
Right. No, I know. I'm just saying. So you think they're gonna stick with the Full House? What else do you think they're gonna add though? Because they mixed multiple ones.
Throwing in a curveball.
I don't know.
Roseanne.
It could be
Roseanne.
yeah, it could be Roseanne. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I was hoping, I'm seriously hoping Married with Children, but
So am I. That's the
I'm
one
like,
I was thinking
I
about the
really
whole
want them
time.
to do that, because that show is so iconic. It's like I would geek out if that happened
So would I.
next
That'd be
episode.
awesome.
But I'm hoping
Just to
that
see
I'm right
Vision
with.
put his hands down his pants in the couch.
Yep.
Woo.
I'm hoping, and I'm praying to the universe that I'm right about this MCU predictability, because I've been kind of like not spot on, but I've been I'm not like Filmmaker Mike, Mandalorian 2 season 2 fucking spot on. you know, but you know, like 8 out of 8 episodes and shit, you know, but I made some good points and everything, so I'm hoping that this is good. This is like episode 6, right?
Yes.
So
Uh-huh.
I'm expecting this to be the beginning of the build up, because episode 9 is the end.
Right.
So
3 episodes of just chaos, maybe.
no, I mean it's gonna be the beginning. We're gonna see like Westview getting all jacked up and stuff. Because in the Halloween episode, I saw a lot of children running around.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm assuming that I don't know.
That's the only reason why I kind of lean more toward Roseanne, because they were pretty notorious for their 90s Halloween episodes. So
yeah, because that's the other thing too, is I mean, you're noticing that she's fixing things that Vision is noticing. You know, so she's probably gonna add, like you said, add kids in this one. The other thing too, like I said before, I'm glad that they're in the previous episodes. I was saying that I hope they keep going with each era of sitcom, and like, so I wonder if we're gonna get one more after the 90s. I wonder if we're gonna get the 2000s. I mean, it did have some kind of feel, but
it better not be Friends, because I'll be so pissed.
I don't think they're sticking with kids. Shows with kids is probably what it's gonna be, because that's what they're
if
sticking.
they do a 2000s, please do a 24. Please do a 24.
Yeah, right.
It's a sitcom, Pinhead.
Yeah,
with sitcom, not
sitcom with
kids. Not a thriller.
That would change up the whole game.
So
Doctor Strange will pop in as Jack.
That's right. There you go.
Oh my god!
24 hours to dismantle this multiverse.
You thought it was sitcom.
And I know we're kind of like wrapping it up here with our thoughts, but I just wanted to say too, before I finish talking, that this episode got me, because I'm asking so many questions now, to the point where they're answering like one but giving me like 10 more.
Yeah.
And I'm at the point now where I am excited to watch the next episode and sit down and see it. So you got me. It took me to episode 5, but you got a hold of me, so I'm excited for the next one.
I told you guys, like, during the first episode, I was just like, I'm curious about what's going on in the season already, so I'm bought in. I still had my doubts, just because of the fact that I'm like, what are they gonna do? But the more they show what they're gonna do, the more the MCU pops up, and for me it's aggravating in a sense, just because like it's gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be like this, it's gonna be fucking something cheesy, it's gonna be then it's gonna be the big reveal, like the Luke Skywalker moment, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I mean, I see your point. I just I was just saying, because I'm what? Real
quick from Facebook Live, Freddie said, WandaVision is killing it, bravo. And then says, who do you guys think the big appearance at the end of the season or the show will be? Lots of speculation. Well, I think Magneto, which a lot of people have also mentioned Magneto.
Damn. Okay.
But Michael Fassbender isn't in the credits, right?
Huh?
Is Michael Fassbender in the credits, or is it Sir Ian McKellen?
I mean, I don't think they're going to reveal. They're not going to reveal, if they're whoever it is. They're not going to reveal it in this episode's credits. It's going to be in that episode wherever.
No, but like what Elizabeth Olsen said is that Luke Skywalker moment. It wasn't like a particular person, right? I may have like a thing.
So I'm pretty sure she mentioned that it's a cameo on that level of Luke Skywalker. So
did she say cameo? Was it a cameo, or was it like a Luke Skywalker moment?
It's not a moment. It's a cameo from someone in the MCU.
Oh, and then to answer your question, Freddie, we think it's Doctor Strange, but Magneto's an interesting choice. I'd be interested to see that.
So, I'm still sticking with my Black Widow thing, because they need to advertise that fucking movie.
Well, I hope that when she does show up, that they say like, "Hey, you're late. It's about time. Where were you?" Stuff like that. Yeah, I want to hear that.
There's a lot of hang-ups, in the office or whatever.
So going back to my prediction earlier, I think it's Doctor Strange. But Jester cleverly says we think it's Doctor Strange.
Okay, it is Mike's thought.
I just want to say I made that prediction first. unless someone else did too, then hey, let's all be in this
Dude,
boat
look,
together.
Mike, I understand you got to whip out your 18-inch Kong and slap it on the table to say that I'm the
yeah, I
one
do.
Doctor Strange.
So,
It's all good. I was just saying.
I
So
think
this-
my prediction, and again, like I'm joking around when it's Black Widow, but
Yeah.
I think it won't be. There's gonna be a cameo of importance. So I'm assuming it's Doctor Strange, but I'm assuming it's gonna be a moment that's gonna drive everybody nuts, like at the end.
right. And
I'm predicting that like one thing that's gonna happen, and Vision is gonna die again in front of Wanda.
like Thanos
Interesting.
died twice.
How
And
many more times do we gotta do that?
Hey, how many times did Uncle Ben fucking die?
So
Like we're gonna we're gonna do it. This is the MCU. They're gonna do that. I'm gonna put something out there that because Vision right now is not in the same wavelength as Wanda. So he's gonna do something that would try to save her in a sense. Something because that's what Vision is. Vision was the epitome of what Hera was like. Remember what they talked about in Ultron, because he was the one that lifted up Mjolnir, and that's what everybody everybody believed in that. Like he was like he's just pure in a sense in the way he was thinking or his mindset of things.
Yep.
So he's gonna do something that would kick off Doctor Strange's movie in like upcoming. And I think that's the moment that everybody's gonna be talking about. Cameo is cool, but I think it's something that what Vision would do.
And I'm going with mine real quick so I don't interrupt Mike again. My wild card, Reed Richards. That's who's gonna make a cameo. So
We're just
Nice.
picking wild cards of who we think it's gonna be.
why not, right?
why not? Why not?
So going back to
Okay.
what Kuya mentioned, I think when Vision dies again, that's what's gonna set her off, and that's what's gonna break.
I know, but then I think that's what's gonna make people talk about more is versus the character or the person that's gonna do the cameo, because of the fact that this is gonna trigger the her going nuts and being the bad guy.
Right. So speaking about that cameo, Elizabeth Olsen, this is from winteriscoming.net. Odd site, though, that it just popped up. So this is one of the things. So she was speaking recently to TV Line. Olsen was asked whether there was anything similar to the Mandalorian's cameo in store. And the quote is, yes, she said, followed by an ominous sounding, I'm really excited. Talk about playing it coy. At least she didn't spoil anything. WandaVision.
Well, I mean, it could be old Pietro, old MCU Pietro, too.
That ship has long sailed now.
Hey, man.
I mean,
Definitely.
after doing with Evan Peters, I mean, I don't know how you can. That doesn't make sense to me why they would do that. But actually, now that you mention it, actually there could be a way. If I'm not mistaken, I think I may have seen something that he's gonna be back or something.
Yup.
So whether it's a flashback or it's a vision of sorts, yeah. So, but this big cameo though. So WandaVision.
Yeah, we're talking about the
showrunner
big cameo.
Doc Schaefer offered a little more on what could go down in upcoming episodes, teasing more than just one epic moment. Quote, there are so many surprises left in store, he said. I encourage all fans to settle in because there's more coming. So there you go. So it is a Mandalorian-like level of a cameo.
Man, everybody's trying to compare themselves to the fucking Mandalorian right now. It's annoying.
Well, of course. I mean, they're following the release schedule.
I'm not following the formula though, because Filoni and Favreau,
You can't follow that formula. It's Star Wars and Marvel. It's different.
Okay. I'll throw in my cameo. I think Ultron's coming back.
Ultron, cool.
Yeah, I'll throw that in there just for funsies.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
So, yep.
So what else is happening in Facebook Live?
I'm trying to Hold on.
A whole lot of nothing.
My battery's low. That's why I'm trying to.
Bruce Wayne's
So,
gonna be in the
Freddie-
next.
Nice.
Freddie says, whoever the cameo is, I'm sure we will be impressed. I agree. The show is going to tie into Doctor Strange 2. Maybe they will digitally put Stan Lee in as a surprise. Wishful thinking.
That'd be kind of cool too.
That'd be kind of cool, but I don't know. It's
not the same, but
it's not the same. That's what I would say.
And
not-
it's unnecessary.
yeah, at this point, to me, it does feel unnecessary.
Yeah.
Jester making the Hail Mary call with Ultron as the big cameo.
Yep.
After Elizabeth Olsen said in an ominous voice, "I'm really excited."
Yes.
So, alrighty. Well, that's our review of WandaVision episode 5. I guess we've got 2 to 3 more episodes left.
Yeah, 3.
And as this show wraps up, we're gonna have a few weeks off, and then we're right back into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Boo.
I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a fun buddy cop show.
Yep, should be fun and more.
If it has the same thread as Winter Soldier, I'm in.
Same.
But I'll give it a couple of episodes.
That would be great. Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for listening in or tuning in. If you're watching this or you're listening in on, we do appreciate it. Feel free to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. It does help the show if you have Apple and you're listening to this show on the podcast app. And then on Spotify, make sure to follow us if you like to listen to us on Spotify. And you can also, there is a tab there that you can switch on basically to alert you whenever new episodes are uploaded. So you can always have that ready to go, whether you listen to us at work or when you're out doing chores or whatever else you like to do whenever you listen to this show.
Masturbating.
Oh my
By the
gosh,
way,
please don't. Please don't while you're listening to us. That's gross.
Hey, it's past 30
Hey,
minutes, so
listeners
we're
are
good.
listeners, asshole.
So Freddie mentioned, I think Mephisto is Ralph. Is Ralph the coworker? Is that the
No,
coworker?
Ralph is not the coworker. Ralph is the husband of Agnes.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
right. She
Interesting.
does say the devil is in the details.
That's very cool. That's a
Yeah,
cool prediction.
so very interesting insight, Freddie. So yeah, so yeah, we want to thank you guys for listening in and tuning in. Make sure to follow us on our socials. You can follow the show on Instagram at FMANDTB. You can follow me on Instagram at FilmakerMike, and then on Twitter at JediMike1128 Jester.
Yep, you can follow me on Twitter at SequesterJ, on Instagram, the Sequester Jester, and then I'm on TikTok if you want to watch stupid stuff at the Sequester Jester as well. And Pinhead.
I'm on Instagram at Pinhead198, and we are now launching the YouTube channel under the same.
Yes.
Get
Yes,
ready,
yes,
buckle
yes,
up, fuckos, because fuckos and fuckettes. Buckle up, because we're in for a good time.
See, Poppy?
Hell yeah. I'm excited.
You should be.
Oh, and go ahead and you guys follow Mark Hamill on Twitter. He's amazing.
Already do.
Yeah, me too. I already do.
Yep.
All
There
right.
you go. That's it.
Alrighty. Thank you guys for listening. Till next time, same time. Well, whenever that time is, whenever you like to listen. Same podcast.
After the
So-
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, we are recording this Saturday night because Super Bowl is tomorrow.
Yeah, and the super football is more important than you fuckers.
I just want some cool commercials, some cool ads.
And I
Yeah.
just want to see Tom Brady
The
get
Michael B. Jordan
sacked.
commercial is like top tier right now. You remember that? Did you guys see that yet? The
No,
Alexa one?
No.
Yeah, go watch the new Amazon
We'll check it out.
commercial. It's
I don't
amazing.
give a fuck. I just want to see Tom Brady get sacked a couple of times.
Me too,
Oh,
man.
yeah, I want to
That's
see
it.
Tom Brady win so the haters can cry again.
Shut up, Mike.
I want to see him win.
Shut
I
up.
want to see him win too, but I also want to see him get sacked.
Oh, boy. I'm
Oh,
not a
man.
huge Tom Brady fan, but I love it when people hate on someone who's talented. So there you go. But hey, whoever wins, may the best players win. May the best team win.
I don't have a team invested, guys, because this is the only team that matters to me.
I can't read that.
Can't read it. It's so
I
dark.
can't either. Like, was that the Yakuza?
You could show it to me all day long, dude. I can't read that.
49ers.
Oh, get out of
that's the
here,
one,
man.
bro.
Go pound
Yeah.
sand.
So fuck you guys.
I thought
There you go.
Jester's team was terrible, but yours takes the cake. Fuck.
My team is terrible.
And his is
Yeah.
worse.
His team is terrible. He's not even wearing anything for it.
Dude, I used to have a lot until they went to LA and that pissed me off. And then I was like,
Wait, you're a Charger fan?
I am a Charger fan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey,
Me
did
too.
Did you watch Super Bowl 39? Or like Super Bowl 36?
Do I want to
It was
just watch
great,
that so I can cry? Yeah, no, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, you guys met
Why
us,
are you
didn't you?
giving me any sympathy?
Yeah, we
I'm a
did, but we
Patriots
got
fan.
we got clapped, Kuya, you know.
Hey, like it was like, and everybody said that the Chargers was gonna whip the Niners' ass that year too.
Yeah, I
was
know.
like-
I know.
I was like, interesting.
It
No,
was
but
hor- it
anyways,
was horrible.
yeah, all I want, I don't have any vested interest in the game. I want to watch. I want to watch a good football game. Odds-on favorite are the Chiefs because they're super talented, but do not, and this is the warning: do not count out Tom Brady.
I know.
Do not, because
I've been telling
when
everybody
that
that.
big game comes, he's only lost 2.
Yep, and it's because Eli Manning is fucking like the devil.
Exactly. And
He's
this-
Mephisto. He's
and
Mephisto.
All due respect to this young kid, he ain't no Eli Manning. So
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
All righty. Well, thank you guys again for listening. Till next time, we will see you all again soon. Or you'll hear from us
Bye.
again.
Probably,
Bye.
maybe not.